the blood that gives me strength from day to day. It will never, never, never lose its power. Oh, it reaches to the highest mountain. Oh, it flows to the lowest valley. That gives me strength from day to day. It will never, never, it will never, never, it will never, never, never lose its power. Holy Spirit, I pray now that you would stand in my body, think your thoughts, speak your words. The book of Micah, chapter 5, verse 2. Yeah. Say amen when you found it. Amen. We'll read verses 2 and 3, and it reads like this. But thou, Bethlehem, though thou be little among the thousands of Judah, yet out of thee shall he come forth unto me that is to be ruler in Israel, whose goings forth have been from of old, from everlasting. Therefore will he give them up until the time that she which travaileth have brought forth. Then the remnant of his brethren shall return unto the children of Israel. Verse 2 says, Bethlehem, out of you shall he come. Out of you shall he come. I want to talk about straight out of Bethlehem. For the sake of clarity, for those of us who are not King James scholars, I'm going to read this from another translation, my favorite translation, just for the sake of clarity and understanding. And it reads like this in the Message Bible. It reads, but you, Bethlehem, David's country, the runt of the litter, from you will come the leader who will shepherd rule Israel. He'll be no upstart, no pretender. His family tree is ancient and distinguished. Meanwhile, Israel will be in foster homes until the birth pains are over and the child is born, and the scattered brothers come back home to the family of Israel. Amen. The Bible says, the text says again, Bethlehem, from you he will come. Scriptures teaches us in Jeremiah 3 and 15 that God gives pastors from his own heart. I think that before we dive too deep in today's sermonic dialogue, that we must take a moment to ensure if churches would make sure that they got the pastor God wanted instead of the pastor they wanted, they would find themselves in less trouble. I believe wholeheartedly that if churches would seek pastors from God's heart, they would not have to go through so much turnover in the pulpit. Jeremiah says that he gives us pastors after his own heart. I never shall forget when I first came here, I had a number of older pastors give me advice, and one thing that stood out to me, he said, Reverend, old pastor sat me down and said, Reverend, I said, well, you know, the old preacher said, Reverend, and I said, yes, sir. He said, just because God gave you the church, don't mean they gonna give you the church. And I understood that. What I gathered from that and what I took away from that is that just because I am the pastor does not mean I'm their pastor. Just because I am the pastor does not mean I'm your pastor. Because some of us can be members and say, that's my pastor right there.
That's right.
And then there are others that say, oh, he's the pastor where I go to church.
That's right.
And I want you to understand there is a disconnect when the pastor and the church have to take the process of becoming on one accord. It is almost a lot like a marriage when the two shall become one. And I want you to understand that it is not an easy transition to make.
Amen.
And some of you are looking at me talking about, you sure right, pastor, it wasn't easy for us. But let me be clear, it wasn't easy for me either.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Talk to us, pastor.
And although, and I want to be honest with you, the fingerprints of God is all over this union. It don't take a rocket scientist. You don't have to be incredibly anointed to know that God sent me here. Proof is all over the place. It is in everything God does. It lined up perfectly well. And I want you, Bethlehem, to understand that although I am God's gift to you, let me be very clear with you that you are also God's gift to me.
Amen.
Although I am God's gift to you, Bethlehem, you are God's gift to me. In fact, you are God's gift to any pastor.
Amen.
And let me pull over right there and make it very clear to you. I don't know how long my tenure is here, whether it's 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, whatever, but I want to make sure you always remember that when somebody takes this church, they got a great church. Amen. You make sure they remember that they are richly blessed when they ain't just pastoring anywhere, but it's Bethlehem. And I think that there's a lot of preachers we would not have made mistakes with if we remembered not just who the preacher was, but remember who you are.
Amen.
Remember that it's a privilege.
That's right.
To serve Bethlehem.
That's right.
There's something unique and special about Bethlehem. And I want you to understand, I don't care how many flaws our church has, how many things about us that ain't good. It's a whole lot of good in this church.
That's right.
Don't believe me? Just go around the city and you'll see our fingerprints all over the city of Bethlehem. Because it's good from Bethlehem.
That's right.
It's somehow because people look to us to draw from us. And Bethlehem, don't you ever forget your worth. Don't you ever forget that you are the prize.
Amen.
Yeah, you are the prize. You are the prize. See, so often, when pastors come to churches, they bash the church.
Yep.
Say, you ought to do this and you ought to do that. And I want to make sure you understand something. That Bethlehem, you are a unique church.
Amen.
There's something about you that no other church has.
That's right.
There's something special about your house. There's something special about your church, and you need to make sure you remember that even though you are the prize, you my prize.
Amen.
You are the prize that reminds me why God chose me.
Yes.
You are the prize that reminds me why God called me. You are the prize that reminds me every day when my feet hit the floor that if I can't do it for nobody else, Bethlehem is worth it.
Amen.
You are the reasons that I get up in the morning. You are also the reason I don't go off on folks. Oh, won't y'all just come on, keep it 100. Let me just be real with you. If I wasn't your pastor, a whole lot of folks would have got it by now. Because see, some folks forget just because you're the pastor. You ain't got feelings and you won't, but see, don't think because you're anointed or you're a teacher or you're a preacher or whatever, they can say anything folks would have, ooh, we got they would. But you've kept me grounded. You've kept me lifted. You've kept me encouraged. And I want you to know that you are a rare breed. Not every church takes care of their shepherd the way you do.
Amen.
And I devoted this entire message once again to say thank you.
Amen.
I'll go get back to good preaching and teaching later, but I devoted this entire message to tell you how great you are, how wonderful you are, how incredible you are. And don't you ever forget that you are the prize.
Amen.
Anytime somebody gets to preach here, it's a privilege. Anytime somebody gets to put our t-shirt on, it's a privilege. It is a privilege to be a part of the Bethlehem Missionary Baptist Church. The book of Micah is where we are, where we've landed today. And the book of Micah is a prophetic book of two contrasting topics. It is the contrasting topic of judgment and hope. Now, I want you to understand the book of Micah talks about two different things. It talks about judgment in the first half of the book and then hope in the latter half of the book. The message makes its transition from judgment to hope towards the end of chapter 4 and the beginning of chapter 5. Like most prophets were talking about, Israel has suffered greatly at the hands of ungodly leaders.
That's right.
Israel has suffered from ungodly leaders and ungodly priests, ungodly rulers. They were leading God's people astray.
Right.
And so Micah, in his first few chapters, talks about, he condemns these leaders and condemns these false teachers. And then Micah prophesies of a new leader who will come from Bethlehem. Yeah. He employs personification in the prophecy to Bethlehem. Personification is a literary term that speaks of giving human traits to a non-human thing. So when he describes Bethlehem in this verse, he gives it personification. He gives Bethlehem human traits. Although Bethlehem, the city, is not a human thing. And you must understand the word Bethlehem means, when I first got here, many folks gave me the side eye when I started calling our church the bread house. And that's how I could tell who really didn't know the Bible. Because how you gonna rename my church? Well, I didn't rename the church. I just told you the definition of the church name. Because the word Bethlehem means house of bread. But I found out something in my studies here in Castleberry this week that startled me. That ain't the only thing that Bethlehem means. It also means place of fruitfulness. It's not just a place that has bread, but it's a place that bears fruit. Because see, bread is a substance that's baked and served.
Amen.
But fruit is a cycle of substance. Whew. Or can I go right there just a little deeper with that? See, we are so satisfied with serving the bread, but we won't continue to serve fruit. Why? Why is that, Pastor? I'll tell you why. Because bread, all you have to do is roll it, put it in the oven, pull it out. But fruit, you have to take care of the seed, the ground, the plant, the watering, and everything. And watch this. If you miss one step, you will stop being fruitful. Which lets me ask this question. Bethlehem, what step have we missed? When did we stop being fruitful? The very first command God ever gave us was be fruitful and multiply. You ought to be multiplying people just like you. Wait a minute, hold up. Stop, Pastor. I don't know if I really want everybody in the building to multiply. But can I tell you something?
Amen.
Satan has always been fruitful.
That's right.
He will plant a devil in your church,
right.
and that devil will give birth to more devils and more evil and more hatred and more disgust and more disruption. And then the church folk will just sit down, we got bread, but the devil talking about, yeah, but I got fruit.
That's right.
And so we must keep birthing. We must keep giving birth to things. And not only should we rely on what we already gave birth to. We are so caught up in our past success and what we used to be. But you got to keep giving birth to new things. Keep giving birth to things. And our text for today teaches us why you are the prize. Everything good comes straight out of Bethlehem.
That's right.
All good and perfect gifts came straight out of Bethlehem. Pastor, now wait a minute. That ain't what the Bible said. Yeah, it did. Because if you keep reading this text, you'll know that Jesus came out of Bethlehem. Who is Jesus? He is not just the Son of God, but he is God. Which is why I said all good and perfect gifts came out of Bethlehem. Somebody ought to be glad that you were born and raised in Bethlehem. Yeah, she ain't been perfect, but she sure enough ain't been the worst, because good stuff come out of Bethlehem.
That's right. That's right.
Bethlehem in the Bible is a manufacturer of Christ-like gifts. It's a birthing center. It's a headquarters for greatness. Bethlehem is known for producing in the most unusual of climates. Bethlehem is a headquarters for greatness, and what comes from Bethlehem will be two things. It will be unexpected and it will be undisputed. Look at verse 2. Look at verse 2. What comes from Bethlehem will be unexpected and will be undisputed. Look at verse 2. Verse 2 says, though you be little among the thousands of Judah. Though you be little among the thousands of Judah. Who better than Micah to know what it's like to be productive from a small town? Micah is from Moresheth in Gath, a very small town. But Bethlehem is a very small, insignificant town. It's located about 6 miles south of Jerusalem. And the text says it's small among thousands. It's small among thousands. It's a little place surrounded by a bunch of big places. Bethlehem represents the little person who's surrounded by a number of big people.
That's right.
Low-income people surrounded by high-income people. And I want you to understand, I don't know whose seat I've stepped to already, but there's somebody who thinks that just because they're small, they can't be productive. And I want you to understand that God does big things with little people. You don't believe me, you don't, and then you ought to tell somebody, baby, don't believe me, just watch. Because the Bible says the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. I'm in Bible country again. Despise not small beginnings.
Amen.
God can do big things.
That's right.
With little people.
That's right.
Be careful of those who write you off because they just don't see how God can do it.
That's right.
Be careful of folks that write you off because they think you ain't worth it.
That's right.
They think, oh, because of your past, because of what you've done, or because you don't make enough, you don't wear nice things, you don't drive nice stuff. You be careful with those who try to define you, because if they define you, they can confine you. And just because that's all you see, don't mean that's all there is.
That's right. That's right.
Bethlehem is the church that has overcome everything.
That's right.
A whole lot of churches in our city have been through what we've been through, and they didn't make it out, but we made it. Thank God that we made it. We made it through good preachers and bad preachers. We made it through good money and no money. We made it through the pews being packed because nobody being in the pew. No, God brings you through. I ain't talking about just the church.
That's
But
right.
I'm talking about you too.
That's right.
Look at how far God brought you.
I know you're right.
You ain't got everything you want.
I know you're right.
But you got everything you need. Oh, some folks would have blew their brains out if they went through what you went through. Some folks would have lost their mind after going through what you've been through. Some of you have been through divorces, but you're still here. Some of you done lost jobs, but you're still here. Look at how God keeps bringing you out. Over and over and over. You know, some folks kill me when they make it. When they get a good house, good job, nice money, they forget that there was a time that you didn't have what you have now. And truth be told, you wouldn't even have that had somebody not been praying and said, yeah, you better take your behind to school. You wouldn't even have what you have now. Some of us forget keep going no matter what you say. You're going to keep driving. You're going to keep pushing. That's why you got the house. That's why you got the car. I'd love to tell you that I'm here today because I'm scared. But that ain't true. Truth be told, y'all, I'll be honest with you, I can't preach my way out of a paper bag. I have no skills. I can't tell y'all a secret. I remember one time I was playing drums for the jazz band, and they found out I could sing. And so we was at the House of Blues, you know the House of Blues. And so, and don't start judging me. Don't start judging me. And some of y'all at the Blues Palace and everywhere else, they'll be honest. So my jazz band got this. I'm gonna talk to the brothers, they'll understand. So the jazz band I was playing for, we got this gig at the House of Blues, and the lead singer didn't show up. And so they said, hey Mike, you're gonna have to sing this song. And I can't even know what the song was, but it wasn't gospel, y'all. So I said, okay man, I'll sing it. And so I get up there, and now mind y'all, I've been singing since I was in elementary school. And at the time, I'm like 28, 29, something like that. And I said, I started singing the song, and for some reason, it didn't hit the same the way it hit at church when I sing. Because when I sung at church, everything changed. Everybody like, yes, you better sing. And up in here, didn't nobody respond. And so the leader of the band told me, he said, Michael, this not for you. Y'all would have thought I couldn't sing at all. What I found out was I wasn't skilled to sing. I was anointed to sing. See, a lot of us trying to get there on skill, but God don't need your skill to serve Him. He needs your anointing. See, your gift ain't for everywhere. And I want to tell y'all, the only reason why I made it this far is because I had a grandmama that said, I'm going to pray for you no matter what. She didn't pray over my skills, she prayed over my anointing. So it was, Bethlehem was so small, y'all. It really wasn't technically considered a town. Actually, Bethlehem was situated in a small tribal lot of Judah. It wasn't really even considered a suburb. It was a trailer park. That's what it was. Yeah. It was a lot where a few people gathered. It was the smallest city among the many tribes, the 12 tribes of Judah. But these tribes of Judah, so you had Bethlehem, and then you had like suburbs, and then you had the tribe of Judah. And then there were 12 tribes of Judah. Judah was a part of the 12 tribes, which was all a part of Jerusalem. Right. Bethlehem was, it was a dot on the map. Amen. And it could easily be erased. But Bethlehem was so small that it was insignificant. But she still mattered to God. Because God used the smallest place to make a worldwide impact. Stop trying to matter when you already mean it. Stop trying to come up with people who are going down. We try to be relevant to folks that are on their way down. They just don't even know they're on their way down. That's right. Stop trying to be relevant. Stop trying to come up with folks who are on their way down. Bethlehem wasn't fighting for their prestige and fighting for their ranking in the city. They just kept being Bethlehem. Baby, just be yourself. Whoever don't like it, God will move you to a place that do like what you like. Last thing is that we're undisputed. Amen. Undisputed. Text says in verse 2, he says, I'll send you a ruler. Let's ride, Lord. I'll send you a ruler in Israel. From everlasting to everlasting. That's right. Somebody asked me, Pastor, what does from everlasting to everlasting mean? It means that he was not born nor made. He always have been. It means somewhere. He just was. Somebody said, well, Pastor, who's the ruler in the text? Can I tell you who the ruler is?
Yes, tell me.
The ruler is the heavyweight champion
That's right.
of the world. He's the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. He is the most high God. He is the healer of all diseases. His name, they call it Jesus. He says, from you will come the ruler out of all gods, the King of kings, and the Lord of lords. Who came out of Bethlehem? Jesus came out of Bethlehem. Somebody say, well, Pastor, who is Jesus? I'm so glad you asked. Jesus is my hope in time of sorrow. Jesus, he's my rock in a weary land. Jesus, sweet Jesus, he is my shelter in a time of storm. Deacon Brigham, he's Jesus. He's bread in starving lands. Jesus, Mother Nelson's walking cane. Jesus, Minister Bar, surgeon and healer. Jesus, oh Jesus, I wonder, is there anybody here know that man named Jesus? He's a sweet Jesus, mother. Yes, he is. Jesus will get your kids out of foster care. Jesus will make ways out of no way. And I wonder, is there anybody here that know who Jesus is? Jesus one day stepped out of this book into my heart, and I'll never be the same. Jesus, sweet healer. Jesus made sure my Uncle Gilbert got a new kidney. Jesus made sure that the kidney was installed. Jesus made sure his body didn't reject it. Jesus took it from a low place, brought him to a high place. Jesus been the best thing ever happened to me. If you ever write my life story, tell somebody, don't you tell them that he's a singing preacher. Don't